Hello, our aspiring consultants. Hope you all are well and welcome to the brand new episode of Strategy Unplugged. This week, I, Kushagra, would be discussing with Priyam in detail about the trade-offs in the post-COVID world. Hi Priyam, how are you?
Hi Kushagra, I'm good. Just trying to cope up with the new normal by getting used to these COVID atrocities.
That's everyone's story these days. COVID-19 has impacted a number of sectors since its advent. From hospitality to tourism, every sector has taken a hit. But what worries me the most is the disruption of global trade. China has been dominant in the global trade since 2009, but now the tables are turning. A number of countries are blaming China for the outbreak of COVID-19, which seems to be a risk for its dominant position. So what do you have to say about it?
I agree with this statement, Kushagra. The trade and geopolitical engineering of the world is all set to undergo a massive change due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. China's role in delaying the pandemic information to the world has raised consequential anti-China sentiments worldwide, and a number of countries which were previously dormant have shown a shift in their behavior towards the trade giant.
Also, if we talk about India, its trade dependence on China is huge. Being one of the leading trade partners of India, China's share in India's total export and import was 9% and 18% respectively in 2019 and 2020. The principal imports being electrical machineries, nuclear reactors, organic chemicals, iron, steel, fertilizers, and automobile components.
And that's not all. India overtook the United States of America to become the second largest smartphone market in the world after China. Of the 155 million units made available in the Indian market, around 110 or 70% were Chinese brand. Xiaomi led the pack with Vivo, Realme and Oppo figuring among the top 4. It's been a noteworthy market share grab, considering most of these brands have not been in India for more than a few years.
We cannot forget the digital market, can we? Chinese companies are beginning to dominate in some digital segments as well. ByteDance-owned TikTok was a sensation in India. Alibaba-owned UC Browser has significant users in India today. Investors such as WeChat owner Tencent have picked up stakes in large digital players such as Paytm and Zomato. PUBG, one of India's most popular mobile games, is owned by Tencent. This is just a picture of the consumer-facing business. But in B2B supplies, China is the most important trading partner for Indian business. So what do you think, Priyam, is the root cause behind this popularity wind of Chinese products in India?
I feel, Kushagra, the highlighting factor why Chinese products are so popular in India is because they are sold at a cheaper cost, opposite to the Indian products. The import-output chart of India-China trade indicates that India tends to export raw material or ingredients to Chinese manufacturing sector and imports more of processed products with higher added value, which is surely not a rational step. I believe government has an important role to play in this situation. They must come out with stronger actions to deal with this situation.
I feel the government is doing good. The government of India has taken some serious measures in this matter. The announcement by the Confederation of All India Traders on boycotting 3,000 Chinese brands and companies has taken its hype in the entire country after the border standoffs between India and China. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has affected the economy, force by which our Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi in his speech urged everyone to support the local businesses and brands and to promote them started a Vocal for Local campaign. While all of this is happening everywhere, the question that remains yet to be answered is how this campaign of boycotting Chinese products is going to be effective. Is it possible? If yes, then what should be our ideal approach?
It's not a one-day process. It would require a series of actions at regular intervals to achieve this agenda. For this, I would like to quote Mr. Sonam Wangchuk. He appeals for a systematic way for boycotting Chinese products. The systematic way of his appeal suggests to boycott the use of software applications made in China in a week's time, hardware in 1 year's time, finished products and non-essential items to be boycotted in a year's time, and slowly and gradually, once we are used to these changes, we can boycott essential products and raw materials in coming few years. This strategy needs more than a year, which will give the necessary time and scope to the local businesses and manufacturing companies to prepare themselves with substitutes and alternatives for near future.
Also, I believe in China, the government provides corporate loans at a much cheaper interest rate. The Indian government too can come up with such plans where local companies and firms are encouraged to manufacture the products that are being imported from China. The global scope for Indian trade has widened due to the anti-China sentiments across the world. Thus, the infrastructure and other related services should also be made easier and faster, which will provide our local companies a competitive edge in the global markets, which may lead this campaign to a new successful level.
Well said, Kushagra. After all, if the government wants its citizens to be self dependent, it must provide them with a stronger base, which would help them build their companies and one day even substitute the prevalent Chinese dominance in our country.
Thank you so much, Priyam, for your perspective. On this note, we wind up today's session. I would like to thank Priyam for taking out time from a busy schedule to discuss an important topic and showing our listeners the way out to fight this Chinese dominance.
Thank you, Kushagra, for inviting me. It was a lovely and insightful discussion.
So thank you guys for being diligent listeners. Hope to see you in the next episode. Till then, stay healthy and stay safe.